and welcome to EMRA's Spotlight Series. I am very excited to be talking to my friend Dr. Theadford, and I'm waiting for her to log in. Once she logs in, we'll have her talk to you. Dr. Theadford is an educator, a mentor, a philanthropist, a program management, and a founder of iSTREAM. I am waiting for her to join so we can talk to her and listen to everything that she has to say. She has done a lot during her lifetime, so I'm very excited to talk to her today. Her professional experience began at Lockheed Martin in the Naval Systems Division, and here she is. She's going to tell us more about it, and we'll add her into the live. There she is. I'm like, let me see again. Yes, I had to invite you. I don't know why it doesn't work when you are logging in and asking for the invite. I don't know what's happening, but we're here. I'm excited to be talking to you.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be here. I really am. Sorry about that little technical difficulty, but we got it together.
Yes, thank God. So, hi, how are you? So let's start by you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me on, Myrtleyn. I am so grateful for the opportunity and the platform that you have created. This wonderful space for us to come and just kind of share and talk about our passion, what we like, what we desire. And that's awesome and incredible. So I commend you for what you have done. And it kind of helps me to understand that you have to do things past your fear, right? So yes. Being on this podcast, and I'm not, this is like one of my first podcasts. It's a little nerve-wracking, but a little bit about myself. I am an educator with over 25 years of experience. I didn't start out in education. I started out in industry. And through industry, I was able to go to what was known as Morgan Village Middle School in Camden, New Jersey. And I had joined the FESOP program, which is Future Engineering Outreach Program. And we went into Camden and we would meet with the children. And I kind of connected with students that there was one child in particular who had a tragedy that happened. And I kind of connected with him when other people weren't able to do that. And it impacted me in such a way that I thought, you know what, I'm really loving this connection with children. So with that being said, I decided to pursue a career in education, and I did the alternate route program. And with the alternate route program, I went and pursued my master's. I have my master's in educational administration, also curriculum and instruction, because I always wanted to be a director of curriculum. That was like the whole goal at one point. And then, even as a single parent with 2 children in fear and scared, not knowing how I'm going to do it, I went and pursued my doctoral degree as well in innovation and leadership. And my dissertation happened to be the middle school science child and how they learn. And I partnered with my professor, who was Dr. Clark Chin from Rutgers University, and just really kind of delved into that STEM and how do students learn science, and it has just become a passion of mine. So that's a little bit about my journey. I'm a supervisor of STEM right now, adjunct professor, just, education, a mom of two beautiful daughters, and grandmama of 3 little people that I just adore.
I love
so that's a little bit.
Yes, and you definitely went through with conquering your fears and moving forward. You've done a lot. I am very proud of you, and I'm very glad to be talking to you today. Very excited. I know we have talked about it for a little bit.
Yes, yeah. And I'm really grateful. And, you have helped me conquer my fear of, Uber, because that was our first thing of let's get together and let's travel together in this, unknown territory. So that was awesome as well. So I think that's part of the thread of your life. You help people kind of get over the hurdles that they see that they have.
I love how you put that. I am very glad that helps other people, and that's the main reason that I wanted to do this podcast, is to kind of inspire other people to follow their dreams, to do what they love doing, and to learn from us and from each other, for anybody that comes through this program. So I'm very excited that you're here today because you have so much going on. Let's begin by you telling us a little bit about iSTREAM, what inspired you to create iSTREAM, and what is the core purpose of it?
Sure. So iStream is the nonprofit that I developed about 3 years ago. And it is a passion of mine. It always has been with science. When I was younger, real little, and sometimes our plan A and plan B don't always line up, but I was always teaching my dolls, right? I had this little blackboard and I had like ABC, 1, 2, 3. I'm teaching these little dolls and I just wanted to be, this little teacher as I was little. But then my aspirations had changed. In 11th grade, I had an impactful moment at Clark Atlanta University. I had gone to a health careers program in the summer, 11th grade. And there I was able to study in Morehouse, Spelman, and I was able to see some really cool science stuff. So I created soap, did some dentistry, saw a cadaver. I had never seen one before. Like I really started loving this science. I'm back to high school. I'm like, I know I'm going to college. I'm out of here, It kind of set my track of knowing where I was going, right? Kind of getting those goals set up and lined up. And I'm grateful to have that opportunity. And I would tell any student, if you have a chance to go to a summer program, do that, whatever that summer program is, because that gives you an inspiration and understanding that it kind of gets you out of your comfort zone. Again, that's kind of our thread about like, getting out of your comfort zone, seeing out what else is out there. So that was part of it. And the other part was, as a supervisor of science and a professional development trainer in science, I would see so many teachers and talk to teachers that would say, I'll teach science if I have time. If I have time, if I can make some time, then I'll teach it. Some people don't like science at all, so they kind of hang in with the English and the math, social studies, things they like, but not understanding that science is all around us and that knowledge is so necessary for children to understand. And the way they think, being constructivists, thinking deeply. Science allows you to have those hands-on lab experiences. And because of that, I don't want to say neglect, but because I know that so many students across the state of New Jersey I was training might have been not exposed early on to science and STEM. So I created iSTREAM because not only the ARB for research, but because I also wanted to see if I could get our children in those STEM and STEAM fields early on. There's a need for those career paths, and I think that if I can expose children on early on and inspire them to learn early on, that would be great. So iSTREAM is also birthed out of the fact that I had already had nonprofit experience with a previous nonprofit that did a lot of outreach.
Okay.
So with iSTREAM, we work with family success centers. We also work with RCBC. We do programs in aviation, but I also bring mindfulness. So I had a program that we did vision boarding, we did planting of flowers, we did sewing. We had some children who really wanted to, be entrepreneurs and make their own clothing line. Oh, cool. So the programs that I try to bring together for children are all science and STEM, but there's ways in which children will like that and have some fun with it and learn. So that's what iSTREAM is about.
I loved how you kind of saw the need, and instead of kind of like complaining about what is needed, you went ahead and you created a program for it. It is very commanding. It's very exciting that you're able to do that, and you're out there. If you see the need for something, you're able to create something about it to help other people. Go for it,
Yes, absolutely. It is so important because, children, when they have their hands in the dirt, seeing a seed grow, measuring the growth, understanding the variables, we're teaching those language and the vocabulary. They don't even realize that they're learning some tough stuff. But the research part is what I would like for them to know, that data analysis, to analyze, to have evidence as the why, right? We want to have, argumentation. So when I got my dissertation, I wasn't really used to arguing facts. I really wasn't. If the teacher told me it was right, it's right. When you go for your doctorate, you really have to be able to have that research piece. And I find that a lot of times we're missing that. So that's why I said with iSTREAM, I really want to make sure children were engaging in that research as well as the STEM and STEAM.
Love it. I absolutely love it. When is the next iSTREAM program scheduled for?
We have 2 major programs coming up. And one is going to be the aviation program. This will be our 3rd annual one. And we were so really gracious to have your daughter represent us on our last one that we had.
Yeah.
This is August the 16th. And it's Saturday. It is going to be at Rowan College of Burlington County again. We're looking to have robotics. We have drones. We have a lot of our partners coming back again. We have university professors teaching, as well as 4-H Club, as well as Parts of Life. We have OBAP, which is Organization of Black Aviation Professionals. We have the FAA. We have from Lockheed Martin. We've got some friends from Lockheed Martin that I've been friends with for years. That are coming out to speak on the panel as well. So we've got some really great industry professionals that are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have another iron in the fire, which we have is called Make 48, which will allow children to be innovative in the way that they think and represent something in 48 hours. So they've got to create a product, and then they also have to sell this product. So I like those
48 hours.
48 hours. They're going to be able to do that with we're going to have judges. We're going to have people from industry who are going to be there. They'll have to do a non-disclosure agreement, and we'll be representing New Jersey because this has not been represented in New Jersey yet. So we'll be the first.
Oh,
so with that,
exciting.
We're looking for children who are not just STEM and engineering, but also those children who can talk and sell and tell us why product. So that's also part of that. So
they're gonna are they gonna team up into groups and kind of decide who's gonna be the seller, who's gonna be the one making the things? Yeah,
absolutely. And they will not know what industry they're going to represent when they get to Kansas. They're going to have when they get to the Make 48 space, they'll have a sponsor sponsoring them to get there, and then they have to make this in 48 hours, sell it to the team, and hopefully we'll win. So it's almost like a soccer challenge where you keep going through successions. The first group will go, and then the next group, and if you win again, it's like 3 groups at the end that will be winning the challenge. And so that one top winner, first, second, and third place will take place at the end.
Well, best of luck on that.
Yeah. So you can be a judge. Let me know. We need judges if anyone wants to.
Well, yes, definitely let me know what are the requirements, when is it, in a message, because I will forget if you you telling me right now, I'm going to forget tomorrow. But yes, I would love to help, if I can, for sure. And then, who is eligible to join iSTREAM? For everybody listening out there, if they have kids, is it for only little kids? Is it for adults? And what is the process of signing up to the next event?
Question. So with iSTREAM, my vision really was to kind of look at that middle school child, middle to high school to college. Did not work because I work with family success centers, and we may have a family that has 9 children that might range from 5 years old all the way up. So I do not turn people away. Okay, iSTREAM is a nonprofit, and we're a nonprofit because we really want to be in community outreach. We have to be there for everyone. As you saw, even with the aviation program, we had a lot of students there, very diverse age groups. So it depends on what we're offering. If we are doing a small community event, I may just say maybe 10 to 14.
Yeah.
But most of the as long as they're about 7 and up, they're welcome to come out to any event. And you can find more on my website, which I know you're probably going to post it.
Yes, I'm going to link it below. After we finish the live, I'm going to put all that good information there so everybody can go and sign up if you want to sign up for iSTREAM. And it's happening again. When is it happening again?
For the August 16th is for the aviation program.
Okay.
And then is going to be coming soon. We're working on that program. And then in September, I normally do a back to school program with mindfulness. We did how to ask for help, building friendship circles. We give out book bags because I also partner with South Jersey Family Medical. So there's a lot of partnerships that I've developed with iSTREAM, and whatever the needs are for the students is what we want to do.
Love it. Make sure you log into the website so you can find out all the good information and everything that is going on, so you don't miss out. It sounds like very interesting. And even kids that are not interested or they don't think they are interested on it should go and explore a little bit just to see if you really are not interested. There's so many things that you could do with that program, right?
Our partners out there, and I'm just putting this out there, iSTREAM is open. So if you want us to come to you and you're saying, well, I want to create an event, I definitely have created so many different family science nights where we just have this fun thing where we could just make ice cream and, just do parachutes, or we could just do a nice science reading, or we could have different rooms depending on how big the school is, and we can have different people coming out and doing relay races and things like that. So it can be as big or as small or as collegiate, as we can possibly make it. Because one of the things about being at Rowan is students are able to see Rowan, seeing the science labs. They're able to tour Rowan College for free. You're just coming in, having lunch. It's your campus. You're kind of roaming around in August. No one's there but us. So, those are the experiences that I like to make happen.
Love it. Now, I understand you have a background at Lockheed Martin.
Yes.
Before transitioning to a career in education, what inspired you to do the shift? And I think you touched up a little bit when you were introducing yourself on this.
I did. The inspiration really was the fact that I joined the Future Engineering Outreach Program. We were able to send children that joined our robotics competition to Huntsville, Alabama, from Lockheed Martin. So I would come back to my office, and a dear friend of mine, Bill Buckner, I would tell him all this great stuff that was happening in the schools, and he's like, you know what, you're passionate about that. I'm like, and there was a person who kind of took that leap from Lockheed and left and did the alternate route program, and kind of that was her trajectory, that she didn't have to go back to school. So one of the things, I didn't want to go back to school at that time because I was a young mother. And I said, if I don't have to do too much, that'd be great. But an alternate route, I ended up going to the College of New Jersey for a year, and they teach you how to become a teacher.
Okay.
And you have to pass the Praxis Series test. You have to have a mentor. You really do have to delve into phases of learning education in meaningful ways, but you have to have your degree first, right? So I did the alternate route, and then I left Lockheed one day, and I went right into a parochial school the next day. And then after that, I kind of did a little walk around with my students and found this public school called McGinley Elementary School, and I was right in there with Mrs. Donahue, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, became my principal. And I really didn't know much about education. I didn't know what a lesson plan was. I really didn't know what a standard was. And so it was, she took, had kid gloves with me in regards to making it comfortable for me to learn from her. And I went on to becoming a New Jersey State writer of curriculum. I wrote for the model curriculum for the biology for the state of New Jersey. I went down to Washington, D.C. and worked on next gen science standards in Washington. I've also worked on high stakes testing for the state of New Jersey, representing the voice of underrepresented students and students of color. So I've sat on I've had many opportunities to do those wonderful things in education. So with that, I haven't really looked back. I love Lockheed Martin.
Yeah.
Still have friends. But I think it was just a great move for me. And it just reminded me of my full circle moment of being that little girl teaching her little dolls. And then I'm now teaching teachers and, being an adjunct professor. I taught pre-service teachers. I taught teachers who wanted to go into administration, curriculum and instruction as well. So it has been quite a journey, and I've really enjoyed it.
It's just done a lot. How do you even manage to do all this stuff and still be so young? Now, what do you enjoy the most about teaching?
Definitely teachers. We do a lot of professional development.
Okay.
I asked my teacher this because I said, well, what would you say about me? And she said, you make things comfortable. And I thought, oh, that's great. Because they're not afraid to fall and fail. And that's what we don't need to. No one knows everything, right? So with my students, it's always about, saying and being vulnerable. I don't know. You might know. Teach me something, So I like teaching because, again, we are working together collaboratively, and learning together is so imperative. That love of learning is important. And I think that we have to instill in children when they're young, all the way up until you get older. I just got my STEM certification 3 years ago. I love learning. So it's really important to keep going.
Amazing. Now, when you're mentoring teachers,
yes,
what concept should they prioritize when you're mentoring them? What is something that you think is very important for them to, you know?
So part of it is really, again, I've really been across as the state of New Jersey, and one of the things I can say is that it's really important for people to kind of be open to change.
Okay.
I think flexibility is important, right? Because we get standards, we get protocols, we get policies, and teachers say, "Well, if I last long enough, it's not, it'll leave, it'll go away, and I can just do what I want to do." But there's something great about changing, right? So we're talking about AI right now. I was able to bring augmented reality books to students in the ELA class. We never had that before. So if we're learning, then we're able to give those experiences also to children. So part of it, when I talk to teachers, is I ask them, what is your passion? Why did you get into teaching in the first place? I got to bring you back to your first love of the why. Mm-hmm. And then we kind of take the walls down so that we can really talk about the bigger picture. Then I also look at what do you know, what is, so a lot of times I'm overwhelmed, right? We've got all this curriculum, we've got all these standards. Where do I start? How do I navigate towards that? And that's my job, to kind of ease that and maybe create a scope and sequence, or create a pacing guide, or help you understand how to pace this out where you're not shelving science off completely, but you're actually loving the learning of science. And that could come from a hands-on experiment, an investigation that you never thought you wanted to do. And, teachers are just like children.
Yeah.
An investigation about who can build the biggest bridge with these marshmallows and toothpicks. They love that, right? So I always give them something you can immediately use in your classroom tomorrow. And that's one of the things I try to do.
I really love it. I love how you, the first thing, like flexible, that's very important in everyday life. Even for any job in particular, you have to learn to be flexible and to kind of like go through those changes, because changes are going to continue happening, and it's uncomfortable sometimes to like accept that there's going to be changes. But when you're kind of like, okay, we have to go through that uncomfortable moment and just go through it and do the changes, because it's usually for the best.
And it's really going to benefit a child, because they're changing, right? They've changed so much. So when I've gotten started from, leaving Lockheed and becoming this little teacher and third grade teacher, science lab teacher, science, things have changed. People evolve, and we just have to kind of go with it as well.
I love it. Now, please share your travel experiences. I know you did a donation to a school in Ghana, Africa, and share with us about that. How did that happen?
My goodness.
You're like full of surprises.
Yeah. The picture behind me is from Ghana. Ghana is just wonderful. I had the opportunity to visit in 2019, and one of the tools that I learned from Ghana was to work like no one is watching. Just do the work. Do the work. Do the work. If no one even sees what you're doing, do it well, with integrity, with trust, with truthfulness, and just do it. It's almost like a Ruth and Boaz experience. You're just out in that field, just leaning and what you do, and someone comes along and sees you. So I had this great plan. I'm just going to tell you the story very quickly, but great plan of going with all these people. Oh, we're going to do this, and everyone's coming along. And as my time was getting closer to going, it worked out. So I'm saying, no one's going with me. I just will go by myself, right? So I actually found a friend of mine. It was just like just a beautiful connection, synergy connection. Dr. Sandy Williams was going to Ghana, and she invited me on her tour with her. And when I went there, I had some plans of what I wanted to do, because Brita is a very goal-oriented, planned person. So I wanted to meet the Minister of Education. I wanted to go to the universities there, because I wanted to see science there, and I also wanted to teach some of the teachers in Ghana. So when I went to Wesley School in Kumasi for girls, 2,000 girls, was able to work with their science teachers and actually offer some professional development. Wow. LMA Academy in Accra, I was able to, that's a pre-K to 8th grade school. Over time, I sent donations to both of the schools, right? So the first one was eyeglasses. If anyone's listening, a lot of children do need eyeglasses. And Tammy was one of the people who collected Tammy's resourceful, and I love
Yeah,
her to death.
I love her.
Working with the schools and just continuing that trajectory, I had gotten asked to work with the Minister of Education, the former Minister of Education, on their first renowned science fair. They were trying to do that. And one of the gentlemen said to me, I've been trying to meet you for a year. I said, me for a year? But all the red tape. He said, yeah, I like what you do. Can you help me with the STEM innovation? I said, yes. So I became this international chairperson for the first, STEM innovation. We had 67 schools. I was able to get like some of my colleagues from Temple University,
Uh-huh.
do could just go on and on about the people who make up this wonderful judging. We not only helped to judge, we also spoke to so many beautiful students in Ghana. They had their projects. It has just been just heartwarming to be able to see where their project started from. And as we've been working together with their teachers, mentoring, we have these wonderful meetings about topics that students are going to study, how we can help support them. And we also have that rubric for guiding your science projects. So those types of things we were able to flesh out over time. And this last year, we had 200 schools. iSTREAM was able to have boots on the ground in Ghana. We had a representative to actually present to students who developed a beautiful project about deterring malaria in their village. And so we were able to give them a gift, and I was so grateful for that as well. So with I could just go on. It has just been a miraculous moment.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, and I'm able to do what I love. So I'm very grateful.
I am very impressed, I have to say. I know you for quite a little bit, like probably a year or so. And we've talked, but I never knew that you've done so much. I am very impressed. I am very grateful to be your friend. And I think you're doing amazing. It's just amazing that you decided to change your career path and follow your dream, and you have been successful at it. You keep going and keep imagining things and keep going for it. I love it. I absolutely do. You're doing great.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, a great example. Now, what besides from all of this that you do, what do you do for fun? What is it like the fun thing that you do? Because you love doing this, so it's kind of fun when you do what you love. But what do you do besides from this for fun?
For fun, I guess it's just my grandchildren. They're fun. Having that sex around with the little people keeps me young, and I'm so excited. They're fun. My little one is going to be 10 double digits tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. And thank you. I'm sure. But I think it's really important just to enjoy family and friends, and just really just be present in the moment. I have like one daughter has a stressful job. I'll say it like that. I won't say what she's doing, but I always tell her to kind of balance your life, right? You have a great job that you're working well in, balance it. My other daughter is just doing well, excellently, and she had started in one career and then decided to do something different. And she's doing so well, and I'm so proud of her as well. So one of the things I say is let's just go for it. Move forward no matter what. And I say that move forward with regardless of fear, move forward regardless of depression, anxiety, I don't know what's going to happen, anxiousness, whatever. Just go forward. And also, I would say balance your life. So I just have fun. I really do. Whether it's going to the movies, going out to dinner, playing board games, it's just being with family and friends.
I love it. And hanging out with us too. No. With the friends.
Absolutely. That's a tribe that I love to death. Absolutely.
Now, as we conclude our live session, it's been great talking to you, by the way. We're getting to the close, and I always like to ask the person with us at the time to offer some words of wisdom for our audience here.
Oh my goodness.
I know you gave us a lot. Do you have some more?
I think as I, grow older and I don't think wiser necessarily, but just older, it really is important to stay fluid and to go forward. I don't think that we should stay stagnant in anything. If it's not serving you, if it's not making you feel comfortable, if you don't feel good in it, I'll just leave it like I had a friend. He just left one job. I saw him yesterday. I said, "Hey, how's your new job going?" He said, "I quit." I said, "You quit? All right." He's like, "I am not putting up with X, Y, and Z, and I'm not." And I love that because sometimes you've got to move and pivot. You know, every piece of my journey has brought me to this part where I am right now. And being that I had my boots on the ground with the children, I never said, you know what, I'm an administrator and I don't want to go into the classroom. I was always in the classroom. I'm always teaching or coaching or working with my teachers or teaching children or sitting down with kids and seeing what they're up to for today. And that kept me understanding what children need, because sometimes we get so far removed from our passion that we forget about it. You're passionate about something. I know you are. So go for whatever you're passionate about. Do it. Go with it and just go forward. That's all I can say. Go for it. Go for it.
Love the message. Go forward. Just do it. Just follow your passion, and great things will come through. Just
Absolutely.
Passion. Yes.
Yeah.
And then I want to say also, like, the people that support you through the path, like, be grateful to them, because
Yes,
those people, sometimes we take them for granted. I want to say be grateful to those people and support them too in their dreams. So thank you so much for supporting me and being here with me today. I know that I'll see you soon for our birthdays, for Dr. Sharon's and my birthday. So looking forward to that. And have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Guys.